After you watch the video clips, I got something to say. I got a lot to say. The women in these video clips drive me nuts. This is because back in the 1980s and 1990s, I knew many girls that did the same stuff as the women in these video clips say that they did. So what girls are doing today, they have always done. It is not new. One more thing. To all the people that gave me advice about me using my own voice. I stutter too much, which makes it difficult for me to edit a video. So for right now I have to use a computer-generated voice. I've been stuttering since I was 5 years old. And yes, I had speech therapy from kindergarten through college. And after college, I am hoping that once I go overseas it will go away.
So what do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced, what said by 2030 or something, 50% of the women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
What's your body count?
Are you gonna post this on TikTok?
No, probably not.
74? 74?
What's your body count?
8.5.
Have you ever had sex in a moving car?
No.
Yes. It was just a spur of the moment.
Have you had any spur of the moment things?
Have I done spur of the moment things? Yes.
Of course.
Like what?
Like taking this stupid survey.
To my doctor and tell him how many sexual partners I had. Like, I used to always be like 2 or 3, knowing I had like 56 at the time, you know what I mean? And one day I just was like, yeah, I got 82. And he damn near choked on his spit. I thought I was about to witness him pass away. Dramatic as yes, very much so.
Not
like,
dramatic.
You're doing too much. Put the shit in the computer and give me my prescription for my chlamydia.
What is your body count?
Yeah, that's none of your business. But other than that. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
Times 5.
20.
Okay, you don't have to say it out loud.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Okay, we'll add that and then multiply 5 and then add a couple for fun.
And someone tries coming in. Thankfully, it was locked, so we just kept going quietly, but it was annoying because I just wanted to get my in. So I tried to speed up the pace because homeboy was not doing the job. Then I hear the doorknob clicking again, and this time it swings right open. And it happens to be the dude's friends that I'm smashing, and they start laughing. Apologizing, are about to walk out, but I told them, hold on, are y'all not gonna hop in? Because this dude wasn't working, so why not get his besties? So now I'm getting railed in all 3 of my roles, and honestly, it was the highlight of my year. Just remember, your man's besties always got your back. Follow for daily advice.
I have always been a well-built, good-looking man. When I was young, you could say that I was a black Chad. A white boy in a black body. Because I was raised in the suburbs, my mannerisms were white, but inside I was all black. I had a girlfriend when I was 12 years old, and I started kissing girls when I was 10. So getting women has never been an issue with me. However, because I was working for my father, I was poor. My father was nowhere near poor. He was just an asshole. And because of this, I had a lot of female friends. And from seeing what they were doing, and hearing what they did, I discovered that women put men in one of 4 categories. Category number 1 is the man that they will never have sex with or be friends with. Category number 2 is the man that they place in their friend zone. This man is their good friend, whom they tell a lot of personal information. This is because these women think that these men will never leave them. And is just waiting for their chance to be with them. They think these men are so hooked that they can tell them almost anything. These men have potential, and if they reach their potential, the woman will give him a chance. Or they are men they have no attraction to, but keep around as a shoulder to cry on when things go wrong. Category number 3 is the fun guy. Some of these men have no potential, and are not marriage or boyfriend material. They are not the type of men that she will bring home to meet her parents. He is only suitable for sex and not much else. These men get most of the sex from women and have most of the babies out of wedlock. These men are the ones who are irresponsible and unreliable. Category number 4 are the men who are marriage material, and it encompasses 3 types of men. The first type is the good-looking man with a lot of potential. For these types of men, the girl will act as if she is a good girl around him. Do and say all the right stuff. Many women will require a commitment before they sleep with him. Make him wait for sex and make him pay for dates. Thus, he might be a good-looking man, and he is getting a lot of girls. But this does not mean he is getting a lot of sex. Where with men in category number 3, women give it to many of these men for free, and with no waiting. However, if you are a man in this category and project the image of having money, different women are giving it to you all the time. You do not have to have money. You just have to project the image of having money. These men can also be the street drug dealer or the street scammer. Then years later, women realize that these men never had any real money and will never have any real money. And this is when these women start looking for a nice guy with a good job to take care of her and her babies. Kevin Samuels always said that women pick poorly. Women focus on the image and not on substance. And these men get it for free and with no waiting. If you are in this category, women will hunt you down. You might not know them, but they will know you. They come looking for you. When I quit the college gymnastics team, I was in this category. I had women hunting me down and giving it to me for free. Me and many of my male friends, women put into this category. But, I was too naive and inexperienced to take advantage of it. For example, a girl named Kelly would not give me any unless I gave her a commitment. Made her my girlfriend first. I was like, I know you did Larry and Tyrone last week. A girl named Darnella told me the same thing. I was like, 6 months ago, you called me and asked if a Lincoln Town car is a high-end car. This is because you met some man at a nightclub, who you cannot remember his name, or do not know his name. And within 1 hour of meeting him, you went to the parking lot of the nightclub, and had sex with him in the back seat of his car. Let me tell you, when I got accepted into grad school, a lot of my female friends came after me hard. And every one of them wanted a commitment before they would consider sleeping with me. And every one of them I turned down. Thus, I never got any. I knew that every one of them would go through over 20 different men in a year. And I knew that none of them could be trusted. And I knew that every one of them was about me. I also knew that they would try and hide their past. This is because I asked. I also knew that they would try to shame you into accepting their past, or use another form of manipulation. If this is how they are at 24, 27 and 30, then this will be how they are throughout the relationship. This is who they are as a person. No man with any self-respect wants to deal with that. As their friend, I could always ignore them and walk away. But in a relationship, you cannot do that. I do not think that half of them knew how many men they slept with. I knew a few could not remember the names of all the men. So what all of these girls say they did in these video clips. I have stories that go back to the 1980s and 1990s of girls doing the same stuff. Most men instinctively know when they are with a promiscuous woman. Men do not ask all the women they date how many different men they have had sex with. We only ask some of them. Like with most men, I do not want to marry a woman like this. With these types of women, you do not know what you are getting until it is too late. Until the divorce, and like with most men, we might not have much, but we worked hard to achieve what we got. When I was in college, I was on the gymnastics team. So I was in class from 8 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. Then I ate lunch and was in the gym from 2 until 5. Ate dinner and studied from 7 until I got sleepy. And on the weekends, I tried to catch up on studying. Plus, I started in engineering and finished in math. There are no women in these colleges. So I did not have access to a lot of women until I quit the gymnastics team. And this is when I discovered that I was in category number 4. Plus, 30% of men in the United States have not had sex in years, and another 30% are almost virgins by the time they turn 30 years old. Most men worldwide are not having a lot of sex. And this is why prostitution, strip clubs and porn are big business worldwide. There is no country where you do not find all three. About 20% of men are getting most of the women. And these are usually the ones in category 3. He has no potential. He is not marriage or boyfriend material. Or the ones in category 4. The good-looking man with money. We do not want to go to work every day, pay for the house, the cars and all of that stuff. And marry a woman who did not work hard. Who had a lot of fun, and now has a man that will pay for everything. Thus keeping an easy and joyful life. And if she divorces you, she gets the kids, the house, the car and half your income. Maybe if we men were able to have a good time, able to have sex with many different women. We might not feel this way. However, if men were able to do this, we might never get married. Most of the richest men in the world are divorced and stay single. Here in the United States, we men run into these types of women all the time. Or they have kids. Or they are boss babes. Before we get into the video clips, for people who do not know, the phrase body count means how many different people you have had sex with. The older a man gets, the more knowledge and experience we gain. And because of this, our standards increase, and we can recognize the less than desirable ones quickly. Thus, a woman must have more than just a pretty face. And with women, they do not change. They just try to improve their game.